Welcome to the markout. This is the Fastlane edition, of course, because I just got done watching Fastlane. You know, I just got home from work. Hell of a shift. I was there for 9.5 hours. I saw most of Fastlane, which is great. I only had to watch the end with the last match. That was the only one I didn't catch until, up until a few minutes ago. I don't know, an hour ago. Because other things, other obligations, other reasons I didn't want to have to talk about. But anyway, so I want to get into this before I have to do it later on because it's on my list. So I did get to catch Impact Wrestling, because I was off Thursday, so it was great because I was like flipping through channels, and it's on the Pop Network, the Popular Culture Network, I guess. It was just kind of funny. Thinking about it, you would think WWE would be on the Pop Network, the Popular Culture Network, and then, Impact would be on, like, something far, far down, I guess. What was the worst network to be on? I don't know. What's the worst network ever? But, so anyway, I caught it. Austin Aries is, like, 4 titles on him. He's draped around him. I'm like, what the fuck, It was facing Johnny Impact was Johnny Mundo, Johnny Mercury, like so many different fucking names. Sorry if I'm cussing a little too much, Sorry there. Little product placement for ya. Anyway, so yeah, it was really slow at first. Their match was pretty damn slow, but then it picked up, and I was like, I might watch Impact. I've already got it set on the DVR to record, but like, I think my days off are now Wednesdays and Thursdays. So what it'll be is like when I get home, and if I don't catch any of Raw before I leave for work, I'll watch it when I get home, and I'll write things down and things back down. So I'll probably end up recording, I want to say earlier, but like, I don't know, everything's up in the air right now. Everything's kind of different. But like I said, the last 2 weeks, I work overnights, so it's a little difficult to kind of get everything steady. And there's a lot of things going on with work, but that's work. I'm trying to balance everything. Who knows? Anyway, Fastlane. Life in Fastlane. Eagles. I don't know if they ever did that with the first one, but that's like literally why they call it Fastlane. I mean, you're in the fast lane to get to WrestleMania as opposed to the slow lane to get to WrestleMania. What's the slow lane to get to WrestleMania like? I don't know. That's a really good question. What's the slow lane to get to WrestleMania as opposed to the fast lane? But, anyway. So for that pre-show was awesome. Like, that was probably one of the best pre-shows I've seen in forever. Because it was a swerve. Because it was, apparently, I think, Going in Raw said that it was supposed to be Ty versus Mojo because they had been wrestling on the, live house shows, live house shows. They had been wrestling on them, and like they were 1-on-1 each. But then they added Breezango and Benjables, So that I thought was really interesting. I was like, okay, we'll see where it goes. Fucking hilarious. I was literally like, it got me so ready for everything else. Like, I was actually gonna take a nap before work, because like I was saying in my last review about Elimination Chamber, I fell asleep halfway, like after the women's match. Like, I fell asleep. Now going into this, I stayed up. Like, I went through work on 3.5 hours of sleep. I'm still up. I really need to go to sleep. I need to eat and go to sleep. I don't know if you sleep. But anyway, so that match, that pre-match was so fucking funny. I'm trying to look through my notes and see where Where was that? Oh, I lost half of my notes somewhere. Oh, here it is. Okay. So anyway. Yeah. No, so that was a pre-show. Was that it? Oh, this was still before the match. Okay, that's what. Because Ginger was saying that he forgot about the list. And I was like, he's the one that brought it up. Okay, Ginger Mahal, you can't just say, hey, you know, there's this list that matters so much. And then to turn around and say, oh, it doesn't matter. You can't do that. I wanted to strangle him at that point. Because it's like, so you shoehorned yourself into this. And it's probably going to be a triple threat at Mania. Because we'll get to that later. But I was just like so irate. I was like, you know, why? Why would you go out of your way to, you know, you're stirring the pot. That's what, like, I think Corey Graves said, like, a few times. He's stirring the pot. He's making these things sound like they matter. And then he goes back on it. And it's like, but it never did. And it just infuriates me. I just want to strangle him. It's like, he's the former WWE champion. You know, like, if they put the U.S. title on him, I can only see him doing something like Kevin Owens did last year's the new face of America. Which he would get so much heat from that. Like, not Xbox heat, but like some brutal heat. Anyway, so the match itself with Ty Dillinger, Breezango, the Benjables, and Mojo Rawley. Like, I still love Mojo Jojo Rawley's entrance, where he does the whole thing. Like, I think he's a former NFL player, or even if not NFL, he played football, because, like, he does the stance, you know, to rush the ring. But, made me laugh so much. And this is still just the pre-show. We haven't even got to the main card. Almost 10 minutes in this video. So it made me laugh so much. I cried. So, the whole thing is about how Fandango put on the old school, like, wrestling gear on his head. And he was getting ready to go up against Chad. And Chad's, like, there in the position, but he doesn't see the tag to Tyler Breeze. And Tyler Breeze gets in, and he's, like, there on his knees and forearms in the wrestling position, like, to, you know, take a grapple. And he starts riding him like a horse. And I just, like, I lost everything. I was like, ah. But in the Attitude Era, I'm pretty sure he would have started humping him or something, you know? Go Big Daddy V on his ass. But, dude, I just was like, I lost everything at that moment. Like, I was really fucking tired. And I just couldn't contain it, you know? I was like, this is great, man. This is some great shit. So, Random Cowboy, like, literally on my lines here. Come on. And I was like, Random Cowboy. Still just visualizing it and thinking, obviously, like, but even after there's like that little commercial break, it was a great fucking match. Like, it was just so. But I think that was because, you know, they only had like, I think, 10 minutes or something. There's a very small gap between these 6 guys to get everything over. And it was great, man. Like, this makes me want to watch pre-matches more. So, WWE, if you are watching me review this, I don't know why you would, but if you are, do things like that. That was great. That was over. That got me pumped and hype, you know, because I'm not hype. I stay hype. I'm not the hype. I stay hype. That is it. Sorry. God, though, my God. It was still a great match, and that was just the pre-show. And then we get to the show after that long, just reviewing everything else, you know. Oh my God. Anyway, so wait, let's start with this. Yeah, Shinsuke versus Nakamura. So we have Aiden English on the mic, and he's like, you know, rapping or something. I'm like, it's pretty good actually. If you look, I mean, it's not the greatest. It's not like the sickest track dropped this year, but it's pretty good. You know, like he's legitimizing himself. You know, it's more than just I can do this, but he can do that, and he can do that too. So it makes him look better, even if he's the best at doing one thing. He still does other things. So you know, it's not like he's not a one-trick pony. I guess real good term to use. But anyway, as far as the match, the crowd just was like, you know, Rusev Day, Nakamura. Because, like, as soon as Nakamura's music hit, the place just went, exploded. Like, if there was a roof, it would have came off at that point. The crowd was already ready after that one match. But this just, like, was like, you know, like, that is literally what happened. But it was really slow at first, I felt, but it got in there. And then it's like, yeah, you know, Nakamura won, you know, spoiler. Like, this is all spoilers. I mean, why would you be watching this? This is a review. But yeah, Nakamura wins, you know. I mean, as far as a match, I've seen better matches, but they put on a really, like, easy, not kind of match, you know, back and forth. Because that's what Rusev needs. Rusev needs a kind of match where because, I mean, he's still who he is. He can't really change too much. The only thing I can really think of that changes the fact that it's not Lana, it's Aiden. But Aiden doesn't coach him like Lana did. Aiden's pretty quiet on the outside, in all honesty, to think about it. So I don't know if that's a better dynamic or a worse dynamic. But, shit, he's still over. He's probably selling more Rusev Day calendars and t-shirts than Nakamura is selling t-shirts and, I don't know, something with knees. So, like a knee pad. I guess I'll fucking know. Anyway, well. So we go into the U.S. match, you know, for the U.S. title. You got frackin' Randy Orton, Randy Orton's illegitimate brother. Who knew? Okay, Randy Orton versus Bobby Roode. I got my Bobby Roode robe on. I had it on all night, you know. But he lost. Sorry, he fucking loses. Where are you going with this? I thought I was doing such a great job. But, okay, so this is fine. Randy Orton gets this title that's eluded him. He's almost like the modern Chris Jericho, but Chris Jericho is still modern. Chris Jericho is just older. But yeah, he's won the U.S. title, and it's like, because it's eluded him so much, they just, like, I think like 2 weeks ago told us this. Like, unless you're like a super ultra mega smart and you knew this, like, I don't know, but whatever. I mean, it was a good match, and then that superplex from the top rope was great. That was fucking great. And I'm pretty sure his dad was smiling from that, because, like, his dad, even when he superplexed guys, it was still off the second rope. It wasn't off the top rope. Like, I don't know if I ever can remember him doing one off the top rope, you know, in all honesty. Like, he was a huskier guy. Like, I mean, even back in his heyday, he wasn't like, you know, like Randy's fucking jacked. His dad was just like, you know, I lift weights. I can probably lift like 1.5 times my body weight kind of guy, but he wasn't like, you know, like, I could behead you with a clothesline kind of guy. Sorry, I'm getting way off topic. This is going to last forever. And, I mean, that was almost 3 hours. I mean, there's a lot to cover. But, yeah. So I'm pretty much predicting the triple threat because Jinder, came in, everything with this stuff. But, what else about that? After the match, okay, so Randy wins, right? It's understood that he wins and we're moving on. Everything's like, I think that's the only title that changed hands that night. Spoiler, I'm sorry, I think I spoiled everything if you're watching this review and didn't watch the actual match. I hope you need to go back and watch all the matches except for maybe the women's match that wasn't the title match. Kinda, I mean, even that was kind of boring to me. I'm sorry. And it's Women's Appreciation Month, and I'm sorry, girls. But they didn't always, they didn't always sparkle. But anyway, to move on. There was this video package, and it was Raw, and it went on way too long. And I was like, why are they having a Raw video package on a SmackDown pay-per-view? That's way too long. It's a waste of my time. I know all this stuff. Unless you don't watch Raw, and you only watch SmackDown. It doesn't make any sense, honestly. But then there was this, after that, there was Sami Zayn talking to Kevin Owens, and how he's making good on his promise he's going to lay down for him. I was like, he's such a weasel. Of course he's not going to do it. At this point, he just kicked you in the face and pinned you, 5 days ago. Why would he be good on his promise on that? So, whatever. We'll get into that later. So, before the women's match that really doesn't matter, it's the tag team match with Naomi and Becky Lynch against Carmella and Natalya. It really doesn't matter. It's just like another episode of SmackDown, like a tag team match on that. But they go into they have virtual reality where you can wear the goggles and feel like you're there. And I was like, well, then why even go to the venue? Why even get out of your house? You can get that and watch wrestling for $10 a month. As long as you have, an internet connection, Wi-Fi, or as many gigs as it takes. It probably takes a lot of gigs to watch wrestling. Like, when I think about it, it probably takes a lot of gigabytes to watch, like, just a pay-per-view on data alone. I don't know. I wouldn't want to do that. But yeah, it's fucking crazy, like, to think of it. Virtual reality has come this far. Watch wrestling. Virtual reality goggles. Anyway, so that match was, who cares? Carmella wins, makes her look good, because she's probably going to cash in at Mania, one or the other, because, after Mania, they're going to do another, superstar shakeup, or the draft, as we called it back in the day. Or they're not, because I've also heard that they're not going to do the draft, and they're going to, like, integrate everybody back together. But I like the draft system, the fact that there's 2 sides to the coin. I think it keeps them fresh. But that's just me. Anyway, so there was something that was said about the high of WrestleMania. I was like, what? So wrestling's a drug now, WWE. Not even once. Oh, God. Anyway, so, like,